just trying to think, and I've lost track of which way I even wipe usually. I'm overthinking
It's got
it.
to be front to back, otherwise you're making a mess up there.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, buy our
Subscribe,
merch.
subscribe, subscribe.
subscribe, buy our shirts.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I am
Ofa.
open.
I'm
I'm open.
open.
I'm OFA.
I'm
I'm
Bofa.
Bofa Open.
I'm Bofa. Bofa what?
Welcome to the Bofa Open podcast with Sam, Ryan, Joe, and Andy. We're Bofa Open. We're back. We're here to talk about the UFA, formerly the AUDL, and that's pretty much
What?
it. Bofa. The agenda is pretty not really existent. We're just gonna shoot the shit and generally discuss kind of all the news in the world. The media updates. Cam Brock is joining Swing Pass. We actually knew that was happening before the news was announced because we're in the know. So we've
We are
got
in
some
the know.
competition in the media world and yeah, all things Ultimate Frisbee. Now we can say the actual name.
I will say that Cam Brock is one of our very good friends, and I'm a little disappointed with how much time we knew before everybody else knew. It was not a lot. We knew like it maybe 24 hours before the episode dropped or something.
I'll just say this. I knew about 2 weeks before, but that's because Cam and I are besties outside
No,
of
that's
you guys.
bullshit.
Wow.
Just gonna put that out there for the people out there that know that kind of in the
Just
know.
just kind of prove, share
Ryan said
information with your
Ryan
He's
said get in
co-hosts.
line.
Cam
Wow.
specifically told me not to tell you guys. He was like, "This isn't official.
Wow.
Don't tell the boys." But
Well,
I think
now
he
you've
jokes.
told the entire world. So,
Well, now it's in the past.
all right, let's talk about the. I don't give a. Okay, let's talk
Yeah,
about the
no,
Bofa.
let's talk
about
about
the
UFA.
Bofa.
Anyone got some thoughts on the name change and now that we in the partnership with Whamm-o and calling it Ultimate Frisbee?
I think it's good. My actual take is I think it was like a necessity based on our conversation with Steve Hall and how he sees the UFA and how he wants it to grow. This was like a very necessary step one to like because nobody knows what ultimate disc is. Even people who play ultimate frisbee don't know what ultimate disc means. Like it was something you had to do. I don't know how much they spent, probably a shitload, but I mean, they just had to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to like scour any place I could possibly find for like if that transaction was public anywhere, and I couldn't figure out. I really wanted to know how much money it was.
Yeah, the Forbes article said they declined to share that. But
Yeah.
I just feel like even the fact that there's a Forbes article, like Forbes had to get in on this and tell people about it, like that's big, that seems like a good thing. I think that a lot of people that are smarter than me, you know, made decisions to make this happen. So I don't really want to say too much on the business side of things, other than like if this means that your local Walmart now has your local UFA team's merch. Like that's awesome. I think that's a really, really good thing. And that's when I hear people, I listened to the Swing Pass episode and I'm seeing what people are saying on Twitter and stuff. And it seems to me that that's not, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, I don't know how done of a deal that really is to get, it seems like there's a potential to have stuff in Walmarts and like better licensing and merchandise getting out there. It seems like that's not totally figured out yet. So like to me that's the biggest most important thing. If that can happen, great. This is the best thing to happen to Frisbee, whatever. The other thing I've heard, the other like justification is like, okay, finally we won't have to explain that we're not disc golf.
Hmm.
And to me, I'm just like, I understand if we're using that as a way to like make us feel better about this change and like we're trying to justify it and think of all the positives and like great, but like I don't think like those people, no matter what the league is named, they're going to confuse it with disc golf. Like they're just like we don't need to cater to people that aren't like in. I don't know. I just don't think that should be a priority. Not saying that it is, but I don't know. The people that think it's disc golf are going to continue thinking it's disc golf, and then they're going to go on with their lives. And this does not affect. I don't think it's going to pull those people in, necessarily. But
Yeah. I feel like calling it frisbee is only a positive. Like,
sure, yeah. I mean, I agree.
I feel like how are you gonna try to bring in new viewership of people who don't watch any kind of it if like you're just gonna continually have this confusion? I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. I don't know any market research around ultimate and frisbee or flying disc or ultimate disc. I have no idea. But
I've had so many conversations where I'm like, oh, I'm playing frisbee right now, and they're like, oh, disc golf. Like I even say I'm playing frisbee, and they still think it's disc golf. So I'm just like,
yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
fair.
I'm not really sold on that. But yeah,
That
I
is
mean, yeah,
fair.
just your league is like ultimate disc, and people are like, what the fuck? And like, yeah, like that
That is
was a
even
tough look.
even more confusing.
That was a tough look, and I'm glad that that's been addressed at least.
Yeah.
So.
I'm conflicted on whether or not I like the new acronym because I think in the past the AUDL was kind of like a long-winded like four-letter word with American Ultimate Disc League is kind of a mouthful, and I think that was their main thing is they wanted to change that to something kind of like shorter and had a better ring to it. But I think Ultimate Frisbee Association is good, but UFA currently feels weird and like it doesn't sound right. Like it sounds doesn't sound like a sport. It sounds more like the UFC, you know.
I would argue
So
UFC is a sport, but I hear your point also.
it's like, yeah, okay, fair. But it's just like it doesn't feel like frisbee. It feels like this other entity that I think it'll take time for us to just like be accustomed to saying UFA over and over again. Like I think I've just gotten used to saying AUDL, you know. So it's gonna
Yeah.
take time for that to like kind
It
of
might just
shift.
be an adjustment kind of thing.
Mhm.
What are some like alternate? I mean, it has to have frisbee, so F has to be in there.
Bofa.
Bofa, yeah.
Both
I
The
found it interesting
boy,
they went from league to association. They didn't just want to go like
Well,
UFL.
I saw a commercial today for the United Football
Yeah,
League.
I saw that too. And as soon as I said UFL, I was like, wait,
Yeah,
UFL sounds
that
too
might
much
be
like
why.
foot. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
I
that's
think it
partly
just
why.
does sound like football too.
There's
is
probably just a
that
trademark on UFL that they just couldn't get because there's already a league.
Mhm.
yeah, because the
Yeah,
XFL just joined with the
the USFL to
yeah.
become
Did they
the
become the
UFL.
UFL?
Must
I think
have.
so.
Well, I see why.
So
Maybe
that
they
one's
could have
out.
gone like league of ultimate frisbee. And they went
La
LUF.
Liga de
Enough.
Ultimate
Enough.
Frisbee.
That sucks.
FLU, Frisbee League Ultimate.
Flu.
Yeah.
The Elu, the Elu League.
I think
I would sue. I would sue their asses off.
I think
Yeah.
Bofa is going to be here to stay, and I think it's going to be a very consistent joke that'll just last for a little bit. And I think they missed an opportunity of just like kind of like riding the frisbee humor that everyone has and just naming it something like Bofa.
Yeah.
I think if they named it Bofa, that would have been a huge mistake. Gotta be honest on that one.
No.
I bet
Stop.
Whamm-o would not have approved the use of that F in the word
Stop. Do you have
bofa.
a marketing degree? Do you
I
know these
totally don't. No, I don't know anything I talk about on this podcast.
I do.
Yeah, me
I
neither.
still don't know.
Yeah, totally fair. Yeah, it's interesting that they're moving to a new disc. I don't know. I feel like people keep saying it's the same. I have
Yeah.
no idea if that's actually true or just
I'm
like
gonna
good
need to
marketing.
hold it and play with it and just kind of see how it flies. Like we were texting with Cam Brock and he was telling us that like you basically can't tell the disc is any different. He's like maybe on Hux it doesn't hold the edge as hard or it holds it harder or something like that. But I
Well, Cam Brock is now on the UFA payroll, so you know
He's
what's
full of
he
shit.
is he gonna say it's a bad
that is
disc?
Yeah.
true.
Allegedly, it is better in like windier conditions
That's
or
what I've
bad
heard
weather.
too.
I mean, that's also like ideally you're not always playing in like shitty weather all the time, just
Yeah.
and that shouldn't be the like first priority. Like that the goal should be, okay, we want to use the word frisbee in the league name, but dear God, these Whamm-o discs are dog shit, and that will not fly with
Yeah.
anybody.
I think
So we
that's
have to
exactly
make it
what it
as
was.
close as possible to the Discraft disc, and we're gonna say that we're gonna try to find some silver lining, and somehow it's better. But
Yeah.
I don't buy that it's better than the Ultra Star. I necessarily, because they're like, how much better can a frisbee be than another frisbee? Really, other than
Yeah.
it's familiar to the one that I'm familiar with.
Did
It's as
did
close as
any of
possible to
the
that.
did any of the articles explain why they made the transition from Discraft to Aria? Because I don't think
I
Aria
think
has
it.
any relationship to Whamm-o whatsoever. I think that's just like a different discussion.
I
I
think
think
they
it was
bought
about.
Aria
Yeah,
so that
they're
now
connected to Whamm-o
they
somehow.
can
Aria is
get
connected to Whamm-o? I think Aria is
Yeah,
like a
and now they're going to be like
like
selling these
the
discs.
league. The league
Yeah,
can get the license, and since they own Aria,
the
they can
league
do that now.
owns Aria. Got it. Got it. Okay.
Yeah,
and so now they can sell these frisbees that are Aria frisbees official,
you got to follow the money, man. I'm telling you, goes all the way to the top.
straight to the top.
The funny thing to me, like it just says so much about like where Ultimate is at as a sport in terms of money that like Whammo is what we're like powering to, or
Big Whammo.
yeah, like
Oh.
like what is keeping this company alive? Like their frisbees aren't even very good.
Yeah, probably just like
Um,
bubble making guns or something.
yeah, like what?
Maybe they're like one of those companies where it's like, yeah, they make these children toys, but they also make like nuclear bombs for the U.S. military,
Yeah.
like Texas
Follow the money,
Instruments.
man.
I really think it's
Follow the
because they
money.
have the trademark on the word frisbee, and they've been writing that in as far as it'll take them.
Like, how is that taking them anywhere until this deal? Everyone is just like, okay, we'll stop using the word frisbee. And then like 50 years later, the AUDL is like, no, we want that. We need to change our name.
All right,
They
I'm
just
looking at the
make.
Whammo website.
I'm,
I
They
I'm
own
also
I have
looking.
oh,
to.
I'm also on the Whamm-o
I'm
website.
they
also
own
on
Hacky Sack also.
they have like
They own
no
Slip and
way.
Slide.
they
Damn, they
have
They
own a
own the
some
hula hoop.
name.
They
Oh
invented
my
everything.
wait,
God.
Sam, share your screen so we can see all
Yeah,
the
put that up here.
I
Yeah,
feel
I
like they just
gotcha.
make a. They have the names that everyone recognizes, and they just make a crappier version of all the other
They got
things.
they got
Hacky
Boogie Board.
Sack,
The second one's Boogie Boards.
Frisbee, Boogie Board,
That's like all
Hula
the
Hoop,
things.
Slip and Slide,
Yeah, that's like literally that's all the things.
the Super Ball.
Okay, I don't
Oh
know about
my
the Super Bowl.
God.
Oh, actually, the Super Bowl was the first bouncy ball.
You
Dude,
guys
they
want to have
just
a foam party?
No, no, no. I read this as a kid. I swear to God, the Super Bowl is somehow tied to the Super Bowl. Like the name of the
that
Super
is
Bowl.
fucking
It's like
crazy.
Dude,
one
it
degree of
goes all the way to the
separation.
top.
Hold on.
Holy
There's something
shit.
here. Super Bowl name origin.
Ooh, they're in
Swear to
California.
God.
We should get Humongous to go knock on their door.
Should we submit an
Sam,
idea to Whammo right now?
yeah. Yeah, I've got an
Yes,
idea.
yes. Here,
I've got an
here.
idea.
Listen. The third Super Bowl was officially given that name thanks famously to Kansas City Chiefs owner Lamar Hunt. According to legend, Hunt knew his daughter played with a toy called the Super Ball, and it stuck in his head when the league was looking for a less cumbersome name for the event.
Dude,
Holy
follow the
shit.
money, man.
That is crazy. They have clout.
I apologize, Whammo.
Yeah.
I wasn't
I was
familiar with your
unfamiliar
game.
with your
Yeah.
games.
All right, guys. What's the name of our invention?
Bofa.
The Bofa.
Yeah, the Bofa.
Not having a patent. That's gonna be
We'll
They can
get
just
there. We'll
keep. They
get
can just
there.
have it. They can just have
we're
the
human
idea.
though. We're human.
Oh,
That's
it has to
huge.
be patent. All
Oh,
right.
go back. Say we have a patent. Say we have a patent.
Yeah,
We'll come back when we
Fuck, go
patent
back.
Bofa.
I know someone who approves patents. I could slip a little something
Oh,
something.
I don't know how to get out of this window. All right. Anyway.
that's
Um.
crazy.
So yeah, Whammo owns everything, I guess.
Yeah.
That
With the
explains a
league
lot.
change, one of the other things they announced was the Super Series, which is like I couldn't tell if it's like an in-season tournament. I think it's not. I think it's just like crossover games that they're just calling the Super Series.
Yeah, just
But
like game of the week kind of
they
deal.
said all of those games are going to be televised for free on YouTube, which I think is super exciting. Because then you can
Yeah.
have the best games. Like the first one is what Breeze Shred for free on YouTube, which I think is going to bring in a lot of people that kind of know the league but don't have a AUDL TV subscription.
It didn't come across to me like it was going to be the same as game of the week and they were always going to do the best game as much as it was going to be a game every week. But is it like taking the place of their official game of the week? Like, is it going to be the best game is going to be free on YouTube?
It I'd have to pull up the article, but it wasn't very clear because I don't think they have the official schedule out yet. I think they just said,
Yeah.
we're gonna have really good games of crossover play and we're gonna televise it for free on YouTube. That's kind of all they said.
I think what it is, like reading between the lines, I think it's like the FS1 deal is over now, and they're like, all right, fuck it. And then they're, I don't know, maybe borrowing a little bit from the WUL model a little bit. But I mean, I don't know. It's just good marketing, right? Like just have people have been complaining about, okay, the game's on FS1 and we can't watch it live. And then I have to watch it 2 hours later or whatever, and
Mhm.
and maybe they know, maybe they saw that like it didn't do that much for the league, and because I don't know, like they had it on FS2 or FS1 or whatever, and she's like, who's watching that? Like, I remember being
Yeah.
at a bar, being like, hey, can you flip to FS2? There's like a frisbee game on. And the guy's like, what are you talking about? And um,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
Yeah.
I think it'll get more viewership is good, and I think
Yeah.
it comes at
I
a
think
good
more eyes,
time.
the
It comes
better.
because hopefully maybe they're with this rebrand and they're trying to market it differently. Like maybe that means more eyes are going to be on it, and free equals more eyes. So
For sure.
and yeah, is it going to be like the game of the week, or is it going to be like I know that MLB does, like they just pick the shittiest game on a given day and then that's the free game. Is it going to be like that? I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of both. But
Both.
it's still, yeah, it's still, I think it's still probably a good thing.
What's their website now?
WatchUFA.com.
Yeah, I think it's
That's
really
tough.
funny that like their Twitter and their website is like Watch UFA because like they just couldn't get UFA.com or all
Mhm.
that. Also, they haven't changed their Instagram handle yet, which I think is kind of funny.
That's hilarious.
And
Yeah.
then shout out to the guy who scooped up the AUDL Twitter handle like as soon as it was available
Yep.
because I don't know who they are, and I know like they're a prominent Frisbee social media person because other people know who they are, but they've been producing some good content recently, and I'm a big fan of it.
At the AUDL. So if you take at the AUDL, you don't get, so they just made a new account with at the AUDL.
No, they just changed their old Twitter handle to at the AUDL.
Okay, so I'm confused now because now I'm on their Twitter and they have 0 following, 0 followers. So what's up with that?
Uh,
Shadow banned. Follow the money.
Follow the money.
Wow.
That's weird. I
I
was
mean,
on it.
that's got to be coming from Whamm-o.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
may
Just go
Whamm-o
straight
shut
to the
that shit
top.
down.
That's crazy because I was on it today. I hope they didn't get banned.
Yeah,
Oh
who
yeah,
knows?
zero
They
followers,
might
zero
have. Oh my God,
following.
they might have got shut down. The money is
Oh,
getting
did the
hot.
AUDL complain?
Well, what if they're not real anymore? I'm gonna go try to change my personal to the AUDL, see what happens.
Be careful.
I don't
Yeah.
give a shit. I don't even care anymore. I don't even care at
Um,
all.
One thing I will say that, okay, I have a question about the logo itself. What is the official logo? Because
Mm.
I've seen mock-ups of um and we'll get into who the silhouette is. I think that's where you're going with Ryan. So is this the official logo? Because if this is the logo, I'm okay with this because they're doing the NBA, MLB, whatever. Like that's what they're trying to do, fine. Um but like their Twitter profile picture is just the red, and
Like
yeah,
that
like
thing.
that does not do anything for me. That doesn't look as professional, I don't think. Um,
Yeah. I do like this. I think it looks
that's
good.
fine. Yeah, it's what they're going for. It is what it is. It's the professional sports logo template. Um,
Right.
which is fine. But yeah, so why is it not? Why is it different? Like, why is there some why not keep the design more consistent on all your social media platforms?
I remember DC talking about on Swing Pass, that like this is their logo with the two different colors, but they're also just going to use the silhouette like similarly to how MLB or NBA does on different things. So I think that's like
Mm.
just the whatever silhouette, whatever that's going to be called. But
Jerry
this what
West.
we're looking at, yeah, the Jerry West. Maybe it is Jerry West.
I think so.
It just bothers me that the Twitter profile picture is just the red. It doesn't look like a sports league logo. It looks like I don't know. It's like a marketing firm, or like it just looks like something different than a sports league.
Mhm.
Just the solid red with a silhouette in the middle kind of bothers me. Maybe it's just me,
Yeah, but as far
but
as the main logo looks, I like it.
yeah, the main logo
And
is fine.
then
I got nothing wrong, no problem with that. Little
yeah, do
cake
you want to
too.
talk about
That little cake.
got a little bump there.
Is it shorts or is it cake? Because
I think that's shorts. I think that's cake.
Yeah.
oh, that is
I'm a fan
zero cake. I
And that's like a little
since
beer belly.
there. Oh, it's really representative of us more than the league.
Well, anyway, yeah. What were the prevailing theories were Jack Williams and oops, Matt Smith.
I thought it was
Yeah.
confirmed Jack Williams, but
I don't
we
think it was
choose.
confirmed
I
at
feel
all.
like someone heavily implied it was, but yeah.
Yeah,
Everything I saw was like people being like, you can't tell Jack Williams' silhouette when you look at it. Are you stupid? And it was just like, this is like a logo that
well,
is so not detailed.
people on the
That's
internet, people on the internet will find whatever possible high horse they can find, and they will cling to it and ride it and make you feel less than,
yeah.
Joe. So
So
don't
yeah,
let them do that to you,
I
buddy.
appreciate it.
I will
I
say this
think
was this
yeah.
was the first play that came to my mind when I first considered like if it was somebody.
Look, Ryan,
But
I know where your thoughts are at on this, and I'm on board with you 100%.
I was just gonna say, I think it's clear that like it's intentionally not gonna be anyone. Like if it was Jack or if it was someone else, the league would have come out and said like this is our Jerry West of the league, and it's like instead it's like this this person doing whatever. And I think it's kind of our job and the internet's job to look at just a bunch of different plays and be like, okay,
you
Mm.
what was
know,
this design based off of?
zoom enhance.
And from that, I think it just has way more qualities that reference the Matt Smith photo that Sam has pulled up, specifically just the arm in the air and the leg. Those are the two things that if you rotate like his body, and
The
also I
arm
think it's
looks
just like,
the Matt
yeah,
Smith. It has the Matt Smith arm. Jack Williams's arm isn't really doing the full U, but
It's sort of doing it.
the little kick up of the shorts
Leg and
is like exactly, you know.
Yeah.
if
And
I'm
Matt
being
Smith's shorts aren't really doing that.
if I'm being honest, I don't think it's any single person at all. I think it's totally just created. I don't even think that they had a person in mind. I think it just doesn't look like a human being ever was this. I think it's just a silhouette that they created based on the act of laying out. I don't know. It
Yeah.
doesn't, it just like the head shape, it's so generic. Like the elbow that's up in the air is so curvy. It just like, I don't know. Like
yeah,
the whole thing just looks like a silhouette of a person that is not a real human. It's just a generic human being. Shout out community.
yeah, I think it's funny. I think the arm in the air, like it references the Matt Smith photo, but I really think it's only there to separate the colors of blue and red. I think that's its only purpose because
Mm,
besides that one photo of Matt Smith, I've never seen someone lay out with their other arm just fucking in the air like that.
yeah. You know what
Also,
though? Oh, go ahead, Joe.
I was gonna say apologies to or I mean sorry, like I know that Jack Williams isn't like super swole, but like a little bit of respect to him. Like he's a little bit stronger than this dude.
Yeah, this dude's a little shrimpy. Um, all I was gonna say is, I I'm on the it's Matt Smith train, but I really do think it was modeled after that specific Jack Williams layout. Just because if you've ever watched a Bofa game, you've seen that Jack Williams highlight a fucking million times. It's in
Yeah.
every commercial.
It's in that little commercial. Oh shit! Do you think they're gonna get rid of that like commercial they play every game? That's like plays that weird ass song. That's like blah blah.
I was thinking that. I was thinking that.
No, that's the.
I think.
Bum.
I don't think they're gonna get rid of it at all.
Ugh.
I
I
think
think
they're
they're
gonna
gonna
double
keep.
down.
Yeah, I think
They're
so.
gonna play it twice.
Yeah.
Fuck. I
I
hate
like
that.
the one that sounded like a kind of like a band. It was like a EDM banjo, honky tonk square dance song. It was sick. I had like a harmonica and like a band. It was like "Bram-a-dam-bam," and it was like got me so hyped. You know what I'm talking about, right? You know it
Yeah.
was yeah. Totally.
I just missed the Tej Hanley one with the dude waking up in bed and he's a little late.
Oh yeah.
So relatable to us
Oh,
men.
man.
Yeah. I wonder if we'll
Um,
get more league sponsors this year and more commercials from that.
yeah. Well, maybe they
Yeah.
can get Whamm-o. They'll get like a slip and slide commercial. They'll get a Super Bowl
Someone's late to
commercial.
practice, so they slip and slide there.
Oh
There'll
my
be
God.
way more
Fucking
hula
Sam,
hoops
don't
on the
give
sidelines.
Oh
guys,
my
don't give away
God.
all the $1 million ideas. Come on.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Honestly, we couldn't even pitch these. We're not allowed to say these words. We're gonna have to bleep them. We don't have those. We don't have that copyright.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't know if I wish this was different, but the shoes not being cleats, not having spikes is like it just like sticks out to me.
Yeah,
I
like
It
ballet
looks,
just
it looks
shoes.
so
noticed that.
slippery.
I
Mm.
I
think
don't know if
that's
adding spikes would be better. It'd probably just be like too much detail, be worse, but it's just notable.
Maybe they're
wow.
turf shoes.
I just
True.
think it's one of
Yeah,
those
maybe.
it's one of those things where if you look at it too long, like everything starts to bother you. Like, um, I don't know.
Like the NBA logo too. It's like it's just kind of a weird silhouette if you stare at it too long.
Yeah, exactly. I will say the MLB one is very aesthetically pleasing. That one just
Yeah,
looks
I agree.
how it looks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quick backtrack because we were just talking about the Twitter. So basically what happened is the guy who had the AUDL Twitter, he either was told to change his name or he had to change his name because I found the account. His name is Kyle. And yeah, he's no longer at AUDL. He's at whatever his old Twitter was. So
Hmm.
that is gone.
I guess he had to give it up.
I guess so.
Wow.
Since we checked on this, it now has 3 followers.
Oh,
One that got scrubbed, one of which is me, one of which is Sasha.
That's
And it has a tweet that now has 4 likes that says the official stance of the AUDL is you can totally wipe back to front. That's its only tweet. I'm gonna
Oh my
screenshot this.
God. Dude, the league is in shambles.
so he probably gave it up and then someone else just scooped it right up.
I tried to change mine and it was gone.
Oh man.
Gone
Jesus
already.
Christ.
That's hilarious.
So we're I mean I assume the answer is yes, but we're past any like expansion team announcements. Like is the league basically set or like no teams
must
are gonna
be.
I
fold?
gotta think so, especially because of how many times it was referenced in these articles that the league has expanded to 24 teams.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, I think
which
something like
is
that
kind
would
of
be
funny because it was at
simultaneous
25.
or yeah.
But
Am I
yeah,
still
I think so.
am-
Also, like especially because Houston didn't go super well. They maybe want to focus on like
uh,
one big change.
maybe I have no idea how many people went to those games, but the
I don't
team
know. It
wasn't very
just
good.
it never looked super packed, but like I don't claim to know that. I just like am more upset about how shitty some of their streams were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was pretty rough. They were not ready. They were not ready for that first game. It was like someone like with a camcorder or whatever. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I feel like if they make an expansion team, it's got to be like in a place where they can guarantee it's going to be like a good team or like where people are going to show. I don't know. I think they all kind of go hand in hand, right? Like it's got to be a place where people play frisbee, the team can be competitive, and it's also got to be a place where people are going to show up to a frisbee game, which that all kind of like goes together. Which I feel like where would that be? Like I don't know, just like a Houston team just felt a little. It just kind of cannibalized the already kind of weak Texas pool a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good to keep what they have, especially with this big league-wide change, and just try it out for this year.
Yeah. I think they're hoping that this like really works out and expands
I
the
think also
league.
like I was gonna say like I think like travel is a big consideration too. Like I don't know if like West Coast is a good time right now for an expansion team because that's just like so much more in travel. Like it's some
That's
kind of like
definitely true.
small like East Coast town. Like there's no like Ohio team, is there? Like, that could be a good spot.
True. I don't think
Yeah,
so.
that's true.
Maybe Ohio wouldn't be very good at frisbee, but
I mean, yeah.
just something in the Midwest would be perfect because like you just take a bus like an hour and then you're like in the next city, you know?
Yeah, because they all are pretty spread out. But I mean,
Was
Detroit
that?
sucks ass, so
Yeah. Yeah, Detroit's ass. But like they're not like the Mechanics, their whole thing it like isn't actually in Detroit, right? Like isn't it like their stadium's like an hour and a half outside of Detroit or something? Like they're not
yeah.
even um
Speaking of Detroit, we were asked to speak on their streak, weren't we?
Yeah.
yes.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah, I mean, what was it? It was John Jones from the
Yeah.
Chicago Union.
Yeah.
The
you
million
wanted to
dollar
know our
question is, do we reset the streak with the
I
new
mean,
league name?
do we reset Cam Brock's goal record? Do we reset the other
current
fucking
Empire
record?
winning streak?
Empire winning streak, which I maybe we do. Maybe we do actually.
No, we don't. I
Dep
The
think
depend
Breeze have
How
never
about this?
lost.
Here's the answer. It depends on what the record is. We will
Keep the bad ones.
selectively decide. And we're the authority on that. So we get to decide because
Okay.
a Bofa
I'm
player I mean, just, I feel like we have that authority, right?
I'm really trying to
Certainly.
think of a good joke about how the AUDL's only tweet is about wiping back to front, and we're talking about streaks right now. But that's about as far as I can get. So I think Detroit's losing streak stands.
Yeah.
If you wipe back to front, you leave some streaks.
And if you
So we're
follow the
keeping some of
money,
them.
all the streaks end up there.
Back to front.
Yeah, you got to follow the streaks.
I don't even. I'm just trying to think, and I've lost track of which way I even wipe usually. I'm overthinking it.
It's got to be front to back, otherwise you're making a mess up there.
Yeah.
Well,
Sometimes it's like shuffling a deck of cards. Sometimes you got to shuffle
you gotta
like
do a little both.
normally,
What
then you got
the
to flip it
fuck?
over and shuffle the other way. You know?
I'm
What
with
are you
that.
guys
I'm with that.
talking about?
No,
Oh.
I see what Ryan's
Oh
saying.
no.
I see what you're
To
saying,
all of our
Ryan.
listeners, you should not wipe back to front. These men are
And you
not
should not
doctors.
wipe
Do not
like you're
take them at their
shuffling a
words.
deck of cards. I don't even know what that means.
Guys, I know what Ryan's saying. Sometimes you gotta go with the grain. Sometimes you gotta go
Gotta
against
go
the
against
grain.
Do not listen to these men. They do not know what they're talking about.
Jesus
Sometimes you gotta go
Christ.
Bofa.
Sometimes you gotta go Bofa.
Why would you limit yourself to one direction?
All right. Is this a sign that we're done with this episode? Have we talked about everything?
Uh, I swear there was something else I was looking at their articles. I thought there was something else that they posted that I wanted
Oh,
to
there's
talk
probably a
about.
lot of important stuff.
No, we talked about enough, wiping back to front, which is, kind of the key part.
Yeah,
guess
I don't know. I mean, I think overall it's pretty cool. Like the first time in Ultimate Frisbee's, 60-year history or whatever, that somebody's actually like went out and been like, we're gonna call it Frisbee and we're gonna try to make money. Because I mean, that's the point of a sports league, and we've talked about that at length. So I think it's cool that they're being realistic and being like, okay, we got to invest in the fucking name of our sport if we're gonna try to do this shit.
Yeah,
it's
that
cool that there is money in Frisbee for the first time ever. Even if it like means Frisbee Ultimate has to look different than it has for the last 20 years or when you're playing club. It's still cool. And I think it's a good move. Even if it is a lot like UEFA.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I said before, like people that are smarter than me made these decisions, so I have all the faith in the world. Part of me is nervous because I feel like you have to start from the ground up in some ways. You're changing, you have to, you know, you're changing the name of the league, and you spent 10 plus years trying to sell people on the AUDL, and then now you've changed the name completely. And are you starting from scratch in some ways? Are you going to lose some momentum that the AUDL kind of had? But then it's also like you have the exact same framework, the same structure. The name is just different. So maybe maybe it's like a one step backward, two steps forward type of thing. So that's what I'm hoping for. But
I wonder if we message the league or Lepler if we can get some of those old AUDL polos.
yeah,
I wanted one so bad.
Hey, you're gonna throw them in the trash anyway. You may as well. We'll take your trash.
Just email them a voice recording.
We're the same as the garbage, basically. Anyway, what's the difference?
Wow, we should make that our Twitter bio.
We're the same as the
trash
garbage.
anyway.
Yeah.
I'm one of my final thoughts is I'm just glad that we changed our name from Ringer the AUDL to Ringer the Ultimate. That was a great.
We would have gotten so
would have
boomed
been
if we had to change names.
Shambles, yeah.
We would have gotten hella boomed.
Yeah.
I think it made sense though, because the AUDL season ended and we were like, well, there's other Frisbee to talk about. And then we were just like, well, we're gonna talk about that Frisbee too.
Yeah.
So
totally
it made sense. No one gave a shit about our rebrand. Come on, where's the Forbes article?
I know. Yeah, what the fuck?
We changed our logo and everything. Come on.
We entered a new partnership.
Yeah. Yeah, what gives, man? What gives?
The hell?
One of these days we'll have to rebrand again from Ringer the Ulti to just Ringer the when we have like multiple sports under us.
Multiple sports,
Hacky sack,
media,
hula hoops, slip and slide.
Whamm-o, please sponsor us.
We're gonna get them all.
Whamm-o.
Please sponsor us, Whamm-o. We will give you anything. We'll do so many ads. We'll buy so many slip and slides. Oh my god. I'll buy Super Balls. I'll see how many Super Balls I can fit in my mouth. That's a video. I'll do Super Balls while going down a slip and slide and throwing a Whamm-o Frisbee. That's a video.
We'll all get matching Whamm-o tattoos.
Oh my god, if you paid me like not that much money, I'd get a Whamm-o tattoo.
If the Mechanics win the
on a
title
slip
this
and
year,
slide, that's a video.
if the Mechanics win the title this year, I'm getting a Whamm-o tattoo on my forehead.
Clip
Oh
it,
boy.
clip it, send it to the gods.
Hey God, it's me, Ringer the
Mechanics are gonna win. We're like, how'd they win? Follow the money. Whamm-o put all their money into
Whamm-o, I'll buy
Mechanics.
so many stealth bombers from you. It won't even be funny. That's a video.
That's a video.
It's a video.
Wow.
I'm open.
Well,
I'm
this
open.
has been I'm open.
Investigate the military Whamm-o complex.
I'm open.